Ranking all the Roblox hunt games, my personal opinion. First, we have 3008. If you guys don't know what this game is, basically you're locked inside of a giant IKEA, and at night, you have to survive by hiding from the store workers who are trying to kick you out of the store. For the hunt, you had to complete 3 random tasks assigned to you during nighttime. If you took too long to finish your task before it turned daytime, you would have to wait until the next night to accept 3 different tasks. This made the game very frustrating, with the quest stemming from collecting certain items, traveling certain distances, etc. Once your tasks were completed, you had to wait until daytime to claim the badge. Overall, this game made me mildly frustrated, but it wasn't the worst game to complete. I'll rank it in the average category. A Wolf or Other. This game is similar to Murder Mystery 2. This game has playable rounds where you can be one of 3 roles. The wolf has to kill all the other players to win. The wolf hunter has to track down the wolf and kill it in order for themselves and the survivors to win. The survivors have to survive the round without dying to the wolf in order to win the round. To get the hunt badge, you had to find 1 egg that spawned during the round and survive with it until the end of the round. Well, that was the case for the survivors and the wolf hunter. For the wolf, you had to find the egg and kill all the other players in order to get the badge. Unfortunately, only 1 egg spawned per round, so it might have taken a while for some people. However, I used an empty server and was able to easily get the badge. There was nothing special about this game, so I'll put it in average. Adopt Me. I actually really liked this one. To get the badge, you had to help an NPC time traveler by retrieving 3 lost parts of his time machine. To do this, you had to enter 3 different portals where you would be taken to a previous event minigame that has been implemented inside Adopt Me in a past update. For example, one minigame was an old one from Christmas, another was a tile minigame, and the last one was a scavenger hunt-esque minigame. After completing these 3 quick minigames, you could get the badge and a limited time clock vehicle. I really like what they did here because they really found a nice way to use the time travel theme that they were given. This definitely deserves to go into the very cool category. All-Star Tower Defense. This game is, well, a tower defense game. Pretty simple, right? To get the badge, you had to complete the first level of the game. It was only 10 flags and it was honestly really easy. However, they didn't add much creativity into their event here, so I'll have to put this game in the boring or grinding category because it was pretty boring if I'm being honest. Anime Dimension Simulator. This game is a game where you go through different dimensions and fight enemies throughout until the end, where you have to defeat the boss to defeat the dimension. For the hunt badge, you had to complete 2 dimensions. This badge was very easy, but it was also very basic. Personally, I just completed the first dungeon twice. I think I'd have to put this game in the boring or grinding category because they didn't really add anything special for this badge. Arm Wrestle Simulator. Despite being a simulator, this badge was pretty easy and fun to get. You had to go into a small Easter-themed world and do 6 different quests. For the first one, you had to find 3 golden eggs within the Easter world. Next, you had to gain 300 Easter strength, which was easier than it sounds. After that, you had to defeat the Easter Bunny NPC in an arm wrestle 3 times. Then you had to destroy 10 Easter items, then you had to look for a note which showed you how to get the key in order to unlock the Easter hut. For being a simulator, this badge was one of the few that took 5 minutes or under. Definitely deserves the very cool category. Arsenal. Arsenal was amazing, let me just say. For the hunt event, they made an entire RPG stealth mission where you had to fight off enemies and infiltrate a security facility. They made this game not even feel like Arsenal, and honestly, I mean that in the best way possible. Throughout the mission, you could gain more and more powerful weapons, and there was even an NPC guiding you through the mission, with voice acting. My only complaint is that this took a little bit too long, but honestly, I can't even be mad at them for that. Easy goated tier. Astro Renaissance. This game's event was pretty impressive. You had to search for 12 different shards hidden throughout various obbies you had to complete. Before the obbies, there was a room where you had to find 5 green buttons, which led into the obbies as the next portion of the event. After completing the obbies and gaining the 12 shards, you had to complete a small but easy boss fight to claim the badge. I have to give this game a very cool ranking because it is clear they put some actual effort into their event. Good job, guys. Barry's Prison Run Obby. This is one of those stereotypical scary obby games. The premise for the badge is to collect 10 donuts hidden throughout the obby and reach the end to get the badge. If you miss the donut, you would have to either restart or go back to try and find it. I'm gonna give this game an average rating because there wasn't much put into this event, but overall it could have been worse. Bayside High School. This game's event surprised me. To start, you had to enter a time machine portal which led you to an old-timey entertainment center. You had been selected to perform on stage, and so the game decides to throw a very fun rhythm game on top of the already impressive cutscenes and voice acting. I had a bit of trouble with this at first, but eventually learned to overcome the part of the rhythm game I was struggling on. This game deserves the goated category for sure. Bed Wars. I like what they did for the Bed Wars Hunt event. They made a custom Easter themed game mode in which you had to collect 20 eggs and bring them back to your team's base without falling into the void. There were also speed boosts throughout the map which made getting eggs easier and quicker. I'm going to put this game in the very cool category because you can tell they included a nice new game mode which fit the theme well, and it was a fun experience collecting the eggs. Berry Avenue's badge was pretty interactive and therefore I liked it. You had to make an acai bowl in order to complete the quest, which I assume was a new food item. To do this, you had to grab a bowl from the smoothie shop, grab 3 ingredients from the supermarket, and return to your house to prepare the acai bowl. Overall, it was a pretty easy badge, and for that I'm putting it in the average tier. Fake Paintball 2, not gonna lie, this game disappointed me a little bit. To get the badge, you had to get 50 kills and that's it. You had a choice to pick between 3 weapons, those being a shotgun, rifle, and minigun. I chose the minigun as my main weapon because I was the best at handling that one. They added a custom map for the event too, which I believe is the only reason why I'm going to put this game in the average tier. Not to mention, this took me a long time to get because shooter games aren't very much my specialty. Like of Hell, this badge was pretty simple to get. In order to get it, you had to complete the entire course on the hunt map that the game had created. That's not much to say about this game, but I like the map design, so I think it should go on average. Blade Ball. Blade Ball's quests were pretty boring, honestly. You got a set of 3 random quests, which would usually be play a number of rounds, eliminate players, or hit the ball with your blade a certain amount of times. I'm gonna cut to the chase and put this game in the boring or grindy tier because it fits both in my opinion. Breakin' 2, one of the best story games on Roblox, but one of the worst hunt badges. To get this badge, you literally just had to survive until the end of the 3rd wave of the bad guys showing up. I was expecting more from this game, but it deserves the boring or grindy tier. Brookhaven. For this badge, you had to collect 20 eggs in a fixed location of the Brookhaven map. I especially liked how they only selected the main portion of the map, otherwise this badge may have taken a lot longer to get. It was a pretty fun badge with a generic Easter egg hunt, so I'll put it in the average tier. Car Crushers 2. This game had you complete 9 quests to get the badge. Most of them were either to collect low amounts of money, spawn/crush cars, and the hardest one, complete a derby. This derby quest was very hard to obtain because sometimes after completing a derby, you would not be able to claim the badge. I ran into this issue but was eventually able to complete the quest and claim the badge regardless. I think I hear the average tier calling this game's name. Car Dealership Tycoon. For this game, you had to look for 25 chocolate bunnies located in the fixed positions around the map. This was a tiny bit tedious, but overall wasn't a bad badge to get in the slightest. Nothing too special though, so average tier. Carry Your Friends badge was what you would expect from a game like this. You and your partner needed to complete a special map created for the hunt, which required you to collect 10 eggs and complete the obby with your partner in order to claim the badge. This wasn't very hard, but the annoying part is if you died, you were set to spawn at the very beginning of the obby, which would be very annoying. Overall, this deserves the average tier. Catalog Avatar Creator. Just when you thought there was gonna be another average tier game, think again. Catalog Avatar Creator did an amazing job with their hunt event. Instead of doing something with fashion, you were teleported to a server with classic Roblox map, and to top it off, 4 classic Roblox avatar packages you could play as, decided by the respective team you chose. There were 4 teams: the Overseers, the Core Bloxers, the Red Cliff Knights, and the Blue Knights. The server was able to pick between 2 game modes, those being Team Deathmatch and Capture the Flag. To get the badge, you had to be on a team that won first place in one of the matches. Additionally, there was another badge which didn't count towards your overall hunt badges, which was for joining the hunt event server. This is by far one of the best participating games in the hunt and easily deserves the GOATed tier. Keys Tower Defense. For being a new game not even 6 months old yet, I like the hunt event for this game. It required you to be on an Easter-themed map with 20 waves of Easter-themed enemies to get the badge. It was easy enough to do on the first try, and I really like the Easter theme, so I'll be generous and give this game a very cool ranking. Club Roblox. I have to say, this was one of the few games that surprised me during the hunt. To get the hunt badge for this game, you had to infiltrate the Duck Corporation building and reach the top floor to get the badge. Throughout the building, there were obbies and puzzles that you had to complete, which felt really engaging and was fun to complete. I've got to give this game the GOATed tier for the effort. Collect all pets. This game felt a little lazy here with its hunt quest. To claim the badge, you had to discover 30 types of pets. Because I played the game in the past, I got the badge instantly when I joined. But they didn't seem to put much effort into the hunt, so I'll put them in the boring or grinding category. Combat Warriors. Combat Warriors was a fun one. To get the badge, you had to claim 150 points by killing other players, and after that, complete a mildly difficult obby to claim the badge. However, I do have to say, gaining the 150 points was a bit slow because of all the experienced players within the servers and the fact that you only got 2 points per kill. The obby could be frustrating for some, but because I'm the obby master, I completed it easily. Very cool tier. Creatures of Sonaria. This game's event felt a little too grindy for my liking. In this game, you play as a creature of Sonaria, which is some sort of dragon-bird hybrid. You have to do 4 different quests, which were grow any creature to adult, visit 4 unique regions of the map, purchase an item in the in-game shop, and complete 6 region-based missions. Personally, this isn't my sort of game, and I felt like it was a bit too much on the grindy side, so I'm going to have to put it in the boring or grindy tier. Deadly Decisions. I really like this game. This game is a trivia-based game where there are a set number of rooms each with their own trivia question where you have to pick the right answer to continue moving forward and reach the end. For the hunt, they made a specific set of trivia questions related to Roblox and its history. I really like the initiative they showed here, so I'm ranking this game in the very cool category. Deathball felt like everything that Blade Ball's event should have been. Deathball made an entire core blocks boss battle, which yes, sounds exactly like what you're thinking. Boss battle between 14 players and a giant core blocks Deathwalker. The animations for the boss battle attacks were very cool, and I love how they incorporated the core blocks aspect into their game. Easy goated tier. Doors. No way, back-to-back goated tiers. Doors made a very fun 50-door hallway mission with 2 monsters. One of the monsters needed you to hide in closets whenever you heard him coming, and the other monster needed you to look downward towards the floor, otherwise he would damage you if you looked at him. They also introduced something new here, time levers. When you pull the first lever, you have a select amount of time until you eventually die from running out of time. They positioned multiple time levers throughout the level to ensure that you could make it to the end without running out of time. This was one of the most fun hunt event games, and as you already know, I think it's goated. Dragon Adventures. I think this game has a very unique yet fun event for the hunt. You play the game as a dragon, and your quest is to bring back an egg from the lava realm to give it to the mother dragon. After reaching the lava realm, you have to fight purple enemies and find a key to unlock a door which leads you to a room where there's a cage you have to break open to retrieve the egg and bring it back to the mother dragon. This game was very unique and was a fun and not very hard badge to get, so I think it should go in the very cool category. Dress to Impress. This game's quest was pretty simple. To get the badge, you had to capture 40 bunnies total inside the dressing room between 2 different rounds. If you couldn't catch all 40 in 2 rounds, you would unfortunately have to restart. This badge was very easy to get, however, and shouldn't need to be done a second time. It was a pretty basic quest, however, so I'll stick it in the average tier. Drive World. This badge was a little repetitive to get. You had to attach a trailer to the back of your car and take various trips to the dump and retrieve parts to build a new car and bring all those parts back to the event area. Specifically, you had to take 5 trips back and forth to assemble the car. I'll put Drive World in the average category because it was nothing too special in my opinion. Driving Empire. Getting the badge from here was simple. You had to collect 30 big blue eggs hidden around the map as well as complete 3 races. There were more than 30 eggs hidden around the map, which made it very easy to find all 30 you needed. For the race portion, you could create solo races, which was an easy way to complete that portion of the quest and claim the badge. I like what Driving Empire did with the eggs here, so I'll give them a very cool ranking. Dungeon Quest. This game is similar to Anime Dimension Simulator, where you have to fight enemies until the end where there is a boss fight you have to complete. To get the badge, you need to obtain 1 piece of loot, defeat 100 enemies, and defeat 2 bosses. All this could be done in the span of 2 rounds on the easiest map in the game. The game wasn't very creative with the hunt, however, so I'll bring it in the boring and grindy tier. Elemental Power Tycoon. This game was very basic. All you had to do to get the badge was complete the Tycoon. There was no creativity whatsoever, and that makes me pretty disappointed for obvious reasons. This goes in the boring or grindy tier. Emergency Hamburger. The title of this game reminds me of Hamburger. Anyways, for this badge, you had to accept the job of a truck driver and are tasked with completing a truck delivery on orange difficulty or better. This means a delivery that was 10 kilometers or more in distance. There's not a lot to say about this game, so I'm putting it in the boring or grindy tier. Emergency Response Liberty County. To get the badge in this game, you have to collect 3 out of 12 possible egg-shaped coins in order to claim the badge. The coins are in fixed locations, and you can find notes within the game to help you locate the coins. I like what this game did with the egg theme and the scavenger hunt, so I'm going to put it in the very cool category. Well deserved. Escape Running Head. In this game, you have to go through various mazes and obstacle courses to reach the end. There are 3 different stages you have to complete, and each stage has multiple heads chasing you and trying to kill you. This game was very interesting, but I have to put it in the average category. Football Fusion 2. In this game, to get the hunt badge, you have to attempt a catch and make a tackle. To make a catch, the ball has to be thrown from one of your own teammates. And for the tackle, you have to tackle one of the opposing team members when they have the ball. I'm putting this game in the boring and grindy category because the controls are a bit weird towards new players. It might take a while to get used to before being able to get the badge. Fruit Battlegrounds. This game was not fun. To get the badge, you have to first be level 15 before getting 2 kills and claiming the badge. This game tries no attempt to inform the player on what they are supposed to do in order to achieve the badge, and grinding level 15 by spamming your abilities took a good 5 to 10 minutes. Getting kills too was very hard unless you were in an empty or private server due to the amount of pro players waiting and ready to kill you. This may come as a surprise, but this is the first game that I have to put in the You Had One Job category. Funky Friday. To get the badge in this game, you have to acquire a specific score and 4 custom songs that the game has added for the hunt. 1 or 2 of these songs may be a little difficult, but eventually you will be able to complete the songs to get the badge. Oh, and be sure to play with another player in versus mode in order to claim the badge. I'm going to rank this one in very cool because I like how they added custom songs for it. Greenville. This game was worse than Fruit Battlegrounds. It literally took up to 20 minutes and most of it was just you driving around. The quest is to find 8 different car pieces scattered around the map. I wish this game took inspiration from Brookhaven and made the collectible items spawn within a fixed location of the map and not across the entire map of the game. I've got to give this game a You Had One Job ranking just for that. Gunfight Arena. This badge took a short while to get, but it was pretty fun overall. You had to obtain 10 of 5 different items, those being pizza, cheeseburgers, gravity coils, ice cream cones, and swords. The way you would acquire these items was by killing people, which would each kill giving a random chance of spawning one of these 5 items. I like this unique concept, so I'm going to put this game in the very cool category. Legends of Speed. To get this badge, all you need to do was gain 3,000 steps. This could be done by walking around for 1 to 2 minutes in-game and was considered very easy by the majority of players. I have to put this game in the boring and grinding category, however, because of how boring it truly was to get the badge. Live Together. I really like what this game had to offer. You spawn in the park where your task is to collect 10 eggs hidden around in the park, which is a very small area. Once you find an egg, you have to use your in-game phone to take a picture of the egg, which I thought was a really cool feature. I appreciate how this game used one of its already available features to help with getting the badge, so I'm putting this in the very cool category. Congrats. Livetopia. To get the badge, you start off with a crate which you have to bring to a specific location and smash it with a giant hammer to refuel a frozen save. You took the frozen save to the pool, where you needed to wait 3 minutes for it to defrost. After that, you take the save back to your house, where you have to make 5 attempts at unlocking the save, having to wait a minute in between each attempt, as well as playing an egg picture memory match game. I put this in boring or grinding because it really wasn't that entertaining, and I felt like it took too long for what it actually was. Lumber Tycoon 2. To get this badge, you have to talk to the store manager who explains how he's looking for an egg and mentions discreetly about some kind of creature that eats wood. After talking to him, you have to cut down a tree and take a log all the way to the nearby cave, which inside you will see a giant bird with very realistic feet. Feed the log to the bird and watch it poop out an egg, which you take back to the store manager and claim the badge. I like the creativity this game showed, so I have decided to put it in the very cool category. Lumberjack Simulator. For this game, you have to gain 15 million strength in order to fight the Easter Bunny in the Secret Hunt world. This was a very grindy task and took a long time to get the required strength, so I have to give this game the boring or grindy tier because I would consider it to be both. Maple Hospital. Maple Hospital created a whole storyline focused quest for their game, and I have to say, it was really impressive. We got to explore an underground facility and wear suits that oddly enough reminded me of Lethal Company. However, there was a lot of running back and forth, so because of that, I'll rank this game in the very cool category. Still pretty impressive. Mega Hide and Seek. This game's badge was really simple. All you had to do was win 2 games whether you were a survivor or a seeker, although it would be easier as a survivor. This game's hunt badge felt very lazy and wasn't very special, so although I had fun playing, I'll have to rank it in the boring or grindy category. Mega Mansion Tycoon. This game's badge was really annoying. You had to collect 4 eggs, each egg needing you to buy 20 buttons. This means that you had to buy in total to purchase 80 buttons in your Tycoon to claim the badge. Most of this badge was just waiting until I had enough money. It wasn't very fun and took too long for a game that should definitely be quicker. So I'm ranking this in the You Had One Job category. Metro Life. This was one of the worst games in the hunt. To get the badge, you had to take a long hot air balloon ride. You had to collect 10 eggs that were floating in the sky that were very spaced apart, and to make things worse, the hot air balloon was super slow. Both these factors result in the game that immediately deserves the lowest tier on the list, aka the You Had One Job category. Military Tycoon. This badge was pretty annoying to get. You had to find 20 crates scattered across the map, and luckily there were more than 20, which made it easier to find crates wherever. However, by each crate there was an NPC shooting you, which you would usually have to defeat before claiming the crate. The enemies could shoot your vehicle too, so if your vehicle got destroyed, you would either have to walk the rest of the way to the crates or respawn to get a new vehicle. I'm putting this in the boring and grinding category because for me it was a good mix of both of these. Murderers vs Sheriff's Duels. This game had an event area with 6 unlockable trophies that you could get via competing in 1v1 and 2v2 rounds. Each trophy had a hint on how to get it, and after completing all the requirements, you could get the badge. I really like how they set up the badge process in this game, so it definitely deserves the very cool category. Muscle Legends. To get this badge, you have to gain 2,000 strength without dying. Initially, it sounds hard not to die in a game like this, but if you join an empty server, it should have been pretty easy to get this badge. However, the premise of this game is very unoriginal, so I have to rank this game in the boring or grindy tier. My Hello Kitty Cafe. In this game, you have to serve 100 customers in your cafe to earn the badge. Pretty simple, and unfortunately, I have to put this game in the boring or grindy tier because it was pretty boring waiting around for all the customers to be served. My Restaurant. This is the exact same as My Hello Kitty Cafe. You have to serve 100 customers to get the badge. This also goes in the boring or grinding category if you couldn't guess, even though I find this game decently fun. Natural Disaster Survival. To get the badge in this game, you have to find 1 of 3 clocks that spawn on every map. If you collect the clock, you have to survive the round and bring the clock back to the lobby NPC. And then you have to bring back 3 clocks to the lobby NPC to get the badge. If you die with a clock during the round, you have to collect another one. I'm going to put this game in the very cool category because I like the premise of the clocks, and the lobby NPC also looks really cool. Need More Friends. I love what this game did. You start by collecting 10 eggs, which activates a portal which leads to an obby that you have to complete. After completing the obby, your parents throw you a surprise party and you get the badge. Personally, I love obby games and I found this one to be lots of fun, so I'm ranking it in the very cool category. Ninja Legends. In this game, you have to earn 500 ninjutsu, which can be argued to be the easiest of the Legends games that we've seen in the hunt. This one was definitely the quickest badge of these types of games, but still deserves to be placed in the boring and grindy category. Obby But You're on a Bike. To get the badge here, you have to do 3 quests. You have to complete World 1 in under 13 minutes, place top 3 in a bike race, and beat World 4. This badge was very annoying because the timer on the first quest can cause stress for some people trying to get the badge, and others may not be fast enough to place top 3 in a race against other players. Also, to complete World 4, you also had to complete World 2 and 3, which took a long time to complete. I'm going to be generous and put this game in the boring or grinding category because it was very grindy. Pet Sim 99. To get the badge for Pet Sim 99, all you had to do was reach World 20. I got this badge instantly when I joined the game because I had played this before, but for others I can assume this was both boring and grinding, which is why I'm placing it in that category. Piggy. It's been a while, but we finally have another goated game. For the hunt, Piggy created a custom map with custom monsters and complex minigames you have to complete in order to beat the map. They also created a small story with a new character and stuck to the time travel theme well. This game definitely deserves to be in the goated category. Please donate. This game surprised me. You have to talk to an NPC who asks you to help him collect diamonds. You have to go to an island where you have to do a pipe puzzle with multiple puzzles which scale in difficulty. There's also a timer for each puzzle, so don't take too much time. The next part is a digging simulator where you have to dig 5,000 diamonds out of the ground and bring them back to the NPC to claim the badge. This game had some nice voice acting, but I'm not putting it in the goated category because the puzzles can get a little complex, especially for young kids. But this in the very cool category still works. Project Smash. This game sucked, let me just say. It was essentially a waiting simulator where you would have to wait for 1 egg to spawn in the map every 5 minutes. Getting the egg turned into a total free-for-all between all the players as the egg was first come first served. It could spawn in any of the 4 corners of the map. I was lucky enough to be in the corner where the egg spawned when I got the badge, but due to how long this would realistically take someone to catch the egg, I have to put it in the you had one job category. Pull a Sword. To get the badge and Pull a Sword, you had to earn 12,000 hunt strength in the event world. This took around 15 minutes to grind for, which is just not good. After gaining the strength, you had to pull the 3rd sword in the event area, which got you the badge. I put this game in the boring or grinding badge because it was very grindy and took a long time to get. RB Battles minigames. Okay guys, you already know this game has to go into the goated category. How could it not? Well, yeah, let me just put it up there real fast. Alright, there we go. So first you have to talk to the lobby NPC and then beat one of the minigames to get the time shard. After that, break the time shard, which supposedly brings you to the events that occur directly after RB Battle Season 2, where Mr. Boringsworth gives you detention for cheating in dodgeball. During detention, an army of rats tries invading the school, and you have to choose between doing a rat battle or a rap battle. The rat battle leads to the sewers where you have to defend off 4 waves of rats that try to attack you. The rat battle leads to a rhythm game where Mr. Boris would spit some fire bars with a new RB battle song. Ultimately, it was such a fun experience playing both of these minigames, and it would be considered a crime to put this anywhere else on the ranking. Redcliffe City RP. To get the badge, there was an archaeologist who needs you to dig up 4 artifacts and bring them back to him. The game pinpoints where the artifacts are and guides you to go over to them to collect them, which is nice because it makes earning the badge pretty easy. I have to put this in the average category though because it wasn't anything too special. Restaurant Tycoon 2. This badge is similar to my Hello Kitty Cafe and my restaurant, but instead of serving 100 customers, we have to collect golden eggs that customers can spawn when they are being served inside your restaurant. You need to collect 100 of these golden eggs, which can take a while because the customers have a random chance of spawning these eggs. I'm going to put this game in average because it at least had eggs in the game, unlike the 2 restaurant games mentioned previously. Royal Hive. For this badge, you have to make your way to the event area and collect 50 eggs and return them to the basket in the middle of the map. I like how simple this one was, and the event area was nicely decorated, so I'm ranking it in the very cool section. SCP Roleplay. In this game, you have to play as a security department member and are tasked with finding electrical boxes scattered through a facility. After exiting the facility, you are face to face with giant monsters which you have to avoid and make it into a house residing in the wasteland. Be sure to defeat the entities within the house, find the electrical box upstairs, and find the egg in the basement before returning to the security department with all the monsters chasing you. This game was very unique and unexpected, and it had a nice story and RPG-esque vibe, so I'm ranking it in the very cool category. No Life. In this game, to get the badge, we have to find 9 eggs hidden around the map, which we have stolen from a giant rabbit creature. This game was very tedious because the map is huge and it was extremely hard to find the eggs in the giant map. This badge took a long time to get and it was not fun at all, so I ranked this in the You Had One Job category. Slap Battles. This one was pretty fun take on a treasure hunt quest. You have to go to the slap shop and go underground until you accept the hunt for a hunter quest. Then you have to step onto a moving floating platform which takes you to an island where you have to put a glove on top of your slap tool. After that, ride the moving platform to other floating islands that have red X's all over. Dig up every red X you can find until you dig up a chest and bring it back to the man on the ground. I like the digging up treasure-esque aspect this game replicated with this event, and for that I'm ranking it in the very cool category. Snowboard Obby. Snowboard Obby had one job and it couldn't even get that right. Originally, the badge was to wait 15 minutes in a game without doing anything. That is just so lazy. They eventually changed it to be complete one of the courses, but the fact they had to make the original quest just makes this game deserve to go into the You Had One Job category. Sonic Speed Simulator. Getting the badge in this game was really repetitive and tedious. You had to collect 100 time shards in the Hunt Vault world. To get the shards, you couldn't even just run past them. You had to stop running to hold Q to claim each shard, and this just took way too long and got boring too fast. Definitely goes in the boring or grindy category. SpongeBob Simulator. This game gave you a very grindy task in order to claim the badge, and it took me around half an hour to get it. You had to complete 3 different quests. One was to defeat enemies, and one of the other ones was to make it to a certain area. This game felt like it used the hunt as an opportunity to let noobs progress in the game and try to get them hooked on playing more. Didn't work on me, so it belongs in the boring or grindy tier. Spray paint. This was actually a really good and fun hunt badge. You had to try to get a homeless man spray paint cans back from a criminal. So you draw a portrait of the criminal only for him to tell you that he lost spray cans. So after that, you have to go outside and look for them all, which are scattered across the lobby. After you found them all, you have to return to the homeless man and give him his spray cans back, which made him do a happy dance, which is enough to convince me to put this in the very cool category. Oops, there we go. Steep Steps. This was one of the most frustrating yet most entertaining hunt games I've played for the hunt. Steep Steps made a custom map where you have to use your ladder to climb 100 meters of altitude while collecting 5 artifacts to give to a samurai to earn the badge. I quite struggle with this badge, but I have to give them props for the effort they put into their game with the hunt event, so this game should definitely go in the GOATed category. Strongman Simulator. I originally assumed that this game would have you get strength or something, but they did something different. You have to complete 3 different courses scaling a difficulty where you would be tasked with dragging an egg through each course and making sure the egg did not die by touching the kill blocks spread throughout the courses. After completing all 3 courses, you got the badge. I like the creativity of this game had, and how it wasn't like any other typical simulator game. Very cool category. Super League Soccer. To get the badge for this game, you had to just complete 2 games. Your team didn't have to win either. It was just complete 2 games. I've played this game before, but the hunt quest felt pretty lazy for this one, so it goes in the boring and grindy tier. Survive the Killer. For this game, you had to collect 1 energy core hidden around any selected map. After grabbing the energy core, you had to either escape or survive until the end of the round, where you could bring the energy core back to the lobby and claim the badge. I'll put this in the average category because it was a pretty simple task and it wasn't too fun to complete. Swordburst 3. This game felt like the perfect mix between boring and grindy. You had to keep defeating enemies which had a somewhat rare chance to drop a blue egg. You needed to collect 25 of these cyber eggs in order to claim the hunt badge, and it took too long in my opinion, so I'm ranking it in the boring and grindy category. The Floor is Lava. The Floor is Lava created a custom map with an obby inside of it for their event. The map was called the Core Blocks Realm and was themed inside of a dark cave, and there was even a giant Core Blocks Death Walker which ended up drowning in lava. 75% of the way through the obby, you could find an egg which you could collect and earn the badge. Even though the map would only spawn every 8 rounds, I like the inclusion of the core blocks in this game's hunt event, so I think I gotta put it in the very cool category. The Mimic. In this game, you had to join the custom event map and earn 1,000 gold by selling eggs hidden around the map. Once you reached 1,000 gold, there was a shop where you could buy the badge for that exact amount. While collecting eggs, there was a giant monster rabbit chasing you, but you could hide from him inside lockers spread across the map. This one reminded me of Royal High's event, and you already know where I ranked that one, the very cool category. The Strongest Battlegrounds. This game gave you a mission to kill various NPC enemies that look like old Roblox avatars. You had to kill 11 of these NPCs to get 11 keys. After obtaining all the keys, you would see this really well-made animation of the keys magically unlocking crate, which contained a limited time UGC, which I wasn't able to claim, but also containing the badge. I'm going to put this game in the very cool category because although it was a bit tedious, it was unique and the animation at the end looked really awesome. The Survival Game. To get this badge, you had to sail a boat to a specific island located on the map, which would spawn the Guardian NPC that you would have to defeat. Upon defeating him, you would be able to claim his crown and obtain the badge. I'm going to put this game in the boring or grindy category because it had a simple quest and it seems like the game didn't go out of its way to make their event. Killing the Guardian was also pretty hard and for new players because of their low tier weapons. Toilet Tower Defense. I know this game is pretty controversial, but I really like this event. You have to find 15 different eggs, with some being hidden around the map and others only being obtained through playing rounds. This one was definitely more interactive than the other tower defense games, and I'd argue to say this is the best tower defense game included in the hunt. Very cool category. Total Roblox Drama. I do like this game a lot, but I'm not going to be biased. I'm ranking this in the boring or grinding category. The only thing you had to do was reach the merge, aka the point of the game where the 2 teams would merge into a free-for-all competition. I was severely disappointed with this game and was hoping they could make a unique event for this badge, but nope, that didn't happen. Tower Defense Simulator. I like this one. They created an entire Core Blocks event map which you had to complete in order to get the badge. It was 10 rounds long and the final boss was even a mini Core Blocks Death Walker. This is what I was expecting from the other Tower Defense games, but this one is one of the few that created a custom map, which is why I'm ranking it in the very cool category. Treasure Hunt Simulator. To get this badge, you had to dig through the sand and discover 3 different chests, each with their own rarities. One chest was located 5+ meters down, another 100+ meters down, and the last one was 300+ meters down. I had played this before, so I had an advantage when searching for the chest, but for new players, I can imagine this must have been horrible. Even for me, it took a long time to find these chests, and some people said it could take up to 3 hours. It was way too grindy and boring and just endlessly looking for chests in my opinion, so I'm ranking it in the you had one job category. Tsunami Game. This game's hunt event felt like a long walking simulator. First, you had to join a server with over 100 tsunami survivals. Next, you would complete the tsunami course up until the end, where you would enter the last cave on the left side of the course. After entering the cave, find the tracker and complete the short obby you see in front of you. That leads to an open desert landscape where you have to jump the fence and follow the tracker's arrows to find an alien with a crashed UFO and earn the badge. Like I said, the walking portion of this game felt very long, and so I feel like I'll rank this game in the average tier as a consolation prize. Twilight Daycare. This game was weird to say the least. To get the badge, you had to be an adult and take care of a child. More specifically, complete 5 of the child's needs in order to earn the badge. There's not much else to say about this game, but I'm putting it in the boring and grinding tier because they didn't add anything special into their game. Ultimate Football, by far one of the worst games that has participated inside the hunt. To get the badge, you have to play one full game of football with 4 rounds. This wouldn't be a problem, however, a full game of this lasts roughly 40 to 50 minutes. I can tell you right now, no other badge took this long for me to guess. Such a disappointment from a game included in an event like this. It's worthy of being placed in the You Had One Job category. Undead Defense Tycoon. To get the badge in this game, you have to collect 150 eggs by defeating a new variant of zombies. Zombies with eggs on their heads. I'd played this game before, so it was easier for me, but I can assume for a new player that this badge would be a lot more difficult to get. I appreciate how they tried to do something here, so I'll give it an average ranking. War Machines. Earning this badge was very tedious. You had to collect 60 fragments that could be spawned by defeating enemies around the map. The enemies had a high chance of dropping these fragments, which means you usually had to get more than 60 kills to collect all the fragments. This took about 10 to 15 minutes for me because I had played the game prior and was used to the controls. However, it was very grinding, so I'm ranking it in the boring or grinding category. With just 5 games left, we got War Tycoon. This game's event was basically the same as Military Tycoon, but instead of collecting 20 crates that could spawn anywhere on the map, this one required you to collect 10 crates in the center of the map and fix positions. Honestly, I just found a tutorial for this game and it was nothing special, so I'm going to put it in the average category. Warrior Cats. This game had a classic egg hunt where you needed to collect 2 event eggs hidden around the map. The eggs were first come first served, so you better hope you'd find them fast. The game also provided hints on where the eggs were, which was useful. For an egg hunt, it was pretty average, I'd say, so I'm ranking it there. Weapon Fighting Simulator. To get this badge, you have to complete 3 missions. We'll open 20 eggs, obtain 5 spells from defeating enemies, and defeat 30 enemies. Overall, this didn't take that long and was pretty easy to do, but I can't really say I had fun playing it, so I'm putting it in the boring and grinding category. Wild Horse Islands. This game had you enter the event world and ride on top of a horse to complete a special obby that the game had created for their hunt event. The obby was nice and simple, honestly, but it felt like it can't rank this game higher than the average category. Alright guys, for the last game, World Zero, here we go guys. To get the badge for this game, you have to collect 3,500 eggs, which you obtain by defeating enemies around the map. It honestly felt like the exact same gameplay as Swordburst 3, and for that, I'm also ranking it in the boring or grinding category. Ooh, okay guys, that is the entire tier list going from the GOATed. We have Arsenal, Bayside High School, Catalog, Avatar Creator, Club, Roblox, Deathball, Doors, Piggy, RV Battles, and Steep Steps. And then we got the very cool category, we got the average category, the boring and grinding category, and the You Had One Job category. Surprisingly enough, there were almost as many You Had One Job category games as the GOATed ones. And actually, now that I'm double checking, there was exactly the same amount. There were like 9 games in each category for the GOATed and the You Had One Job category. And average had the second most after those other 2, and then between boring and grindy and very cool, boring and grindy had a little bit more. And so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This is my official ranking for all the games inside the Roblox hunt. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.